What would you do if the person who insisted you were paranoid was the one hiding something so carefully that even your nightmares hadn't caught up yet? The glow of her phone lit the bedroom in pulses at 2:17 a.m., soft enough to pretend it was nothing, bright enough to burn into my memory forever. I wasn't supposed to be awake. She thought I was asleep, deep, unmoving, predictable. That's what I had always been to her. Predictable. Her back was turned to me, knees tucked slightly, screen angled just enough to hide whatever she was smiling at. And that smile, it wasn't the one she gave me anymore. It had been months since I'd seen that version of her. Then the vibration came, short, intimate, familiar, and she bit her lip and whispered, barely audible, "I miss you too." That was the moment something inside me cracked, but I didn't move because I needed to know who she was talking to and why she suddenly deleted the message right after sending it. If you genuinely enjoy our stories, please subscribe to the channel, tell us where you're from, and what time it is right now. It's always fascinating to know how far our story flows. We lived in a condo off Biscayne Boulevard in Miami. Floor-to-ceiling windows, ocean in the distance, everything we once thought meant success. People envied us. I used to believe they were right too. Her name is Vanessa. I didn't confront her that night. I didn't even breathe differently. I just lay there, staring at the ceiling, counting the seconds between her taps. The next morning, she kissed me on the cheek like always. "Morning," she said, casual, effortless, like she hadn't just whispered love to someone else in the dark. "You slept okay?" she asked. I looked at her. Really looked. "Yeah," I said. "Like a rock." She smiled. That smile felt like a lie. The humiliation didn't come all at once. It seeped in slowly, in small, poisonous doses. Every time she checked her phone and angled it away. Every time she laughed at something I wasn't allowed to see. I started noticing things I'd ignored before. Late, work meetings in Brickell that stretched past midnight. Receipts from places we never went together. The Seta Hotel, valet charges, 2 drinks, not one. Her perfume changing. Subtle, but different. And then there was the way she looked at me. Not angry, not loving, just distant. Like I was furniture. One night, sitting at a diner off Collins Avenue, I tried to reach her. "Vanessa, are we okay?" She didn't even look up from her coffee. "You're overthinking again. I just feel like something's." "There it is," she cut in. "That's exactly what I'm talking about." "What are you talking about?" "You need help," she said, calm, clinical. "Your trust issues are getting worse." "Trust issues?" I almost laughed. "Maybe you should see a therapist," she added. "Because this paranoia, it's not healthy." I nodded slowly. "Yeah," I said. "Maybe you're right." That was the moment I realized she wasn't just cheating. She was rewriting reality, gaslighting me into questioning my own instincts. And for a few days, it worked. I actually sat in a therapist's office on Coral Way, wondering if I was losing my mind. Until I stopped wondering and started looking. The first piece of proof came from something stupid. An Uber receipt. She had left her email open on the iPad. I wasn't snooping, at least that's what I told myself. But when I saw trip completed, 11:48 p.m., I clicked it. Pick up, our condo. Drop off, the Fontainebleau, Miami Beach. Return trip at 3:12 a.m. But she told me she stayed at her friend Lauren's place that night. I didn't confront her. I started building. I installed a small GPS tracker in her car. Not because I wanted to, but because I needed to know how deep this went. I recorded patterns, times, locations, every lie she told. I matched with data. Every late meeting led to the same place. A parking garage near a boutique hotel off 44th Street. That's where I saw him. First time, I stayed in my car. Black BMW. Confident posture. Late 30s. The kind of guy who thinks rules don't apply to him. She stepped out of her car, looked around quickly, and walked straight into his arms. No hesitation. No guilt. Just familiarity. I gripped the steering wheel so hard my hands went numb. That wasn't a mistake. That was routine. That was history. That was betrayal with roots. I followed them once. Not inside. I didn't need to. The front desk clerk didn't even ask questions. They knew them. They had a room key ready. That broke me more than anything else. They weren't sneaking around. They were expected. I went home that night and sat in the dark. And for the first time, I cried. Not loud. Not dramatic. Just quiet, controlled destruction. Because the life I thought I had never existed. The next morning, she made pancakes. Like nothing had happened. "You seem better," she said, smiling. Therapy helping already? I looked at her. Yeah, I said. It's helping me see things more clearly. She nodded. Good. Because I can't keep dealing with this version of you. That was the moment the last piece of me died. And something else took its place. Something colder. I stopped reacting. Stopped asking questions. Stopped caring, at least on the surface. But behind that calm, I was building something precise. I hired a private investigator. Got full documentation. Photos. Videos. Hotel records. His name was Eric Lawson. Married. 2 kids. Of course he was. That made it better. Or worse. Depends how you look at it. I met with a lawyer in downtown Miami. Quiet office. No emotion. What do you want? He asked. I slid the evidence across the table. I want her to walk away with nothing. He looked at the photos. Then at me. That can be arranged. We moved fast. Separated finances quietly. Secured assets. Prepared filings. Then I planned the final piece. Exposure. Not messy. Not loud. Precise. Vanessa loved appearances. Social circles. Image. So I chose the place she felt untouchable. Her birthday dinner. Private room at Komodo. Friends. Colleagues. Eric was there too, with his wife. Of course he was. I waited until the drinks were flowing. Until she was laughing. Radiant. Fake. Then I stood up. Hey, I said, raising my glass. I just want to say something. She smiled at me, slightly confused. I connected my phone to the screen behind us. Since tonight is about honesty, I figured we should all share something real. The first photo appeared. Vanessa and Eric. In that parking garage. Smiling. Intimate. The room went silent. Then the video played. No sound needed. Her face drained of color. Eric froze. His wife looked at him. Then back at the screen. Then back at him again. What is this? Vanessa whispered. I looked at her. This, I said calmly, is the truth you told me to go to therapy for. Chaos exploded. Shouting. Crying. Accusations. Eric's wife slapped him. Vanessa tried to grab my arm. Please. I stepped back. No, I said. You don't get to touch me anymore. I walked out before it got louder. Before it got ugly. Because I didn't need to stay. The damage was already done. The divorce was finalized 3 months later. She lost everything. The condo. The accounts. Her reputation. Eric lost his marriage too. Funny how untouchable people fall the hardest. I moved out of Miami. Somewhere quieter. No ocean view. No glass walls. Just silence. Sometimes I still think about that night. The glow of her phone. The whisper. I miss you too. And I realize now. She wasn't talking to him. She was saying goodbye to the life we had. And she just didn't know I was already listening. The end.